Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be making chocolate chip cookies and I'd like to show you how I do it. Are you ready? You will need chocolate chips, eggs, butter, salt, baking soda, vanilla, flour, white sugar, and brown sugar. Those are all the ingredients you're going to need. An oven, some cookie sheets, and oven mitts to take the hot pans out of the oven when we're done. Here are some other things you'll need. A large bowl, a medium bowl, and a small bowl. 1 cup measuring cup, 1/4 cup measuring cup, and 1 teaspoon measuring spoon. Something to mix your cookie dough with, like a mixer with attachments, and a spatula. Something to pick your cookies up when they're done, maybe a wooden spoon. Those are some tools you might need when you're making cookies. Okay, the first thing I'm going to mix are some of my dry ingredients. Remember, I'm getting some flour and I'm going to use my 1 cup measuring cup. I need 2 1/4 cup. I'm going to use the bag and scoop out 1 cup of flour, 2 cups of flour, and I need my 1/4 measuring cup, and I'm using my medium-sized bowl. 1/4, that's 2 1/4 cup of flour in my medium-sized bowl. The next thing I need is my teaspoon. Here's my teaspoon. I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I pour it into the teaspoon. And I put it in with my flour. And next I need 1 teaspoon of salt. And I put it in with the flour also. Then I can use a spoon or one of my whisks. I like to mix it up. It mixes easily because it's just dry ingredients. So they're soft and fluffy. And you can even put your finger in and feel. For sensory, how does flour feel? How does baking soda feel? How does salt feel? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it grainy? Let's move on to our next step. Okay, for our next step, we're going to need our large bowl. In my large bowl, I'm going to put 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter. Here's 1 stick of butter. Let it sit out for a little bit and get soft. So it's soft but not melted. So that's going to go in my bowl, 2 sticks of butter. Next, let's look at the directions. My directions are on the back of my chocolate chip bag. You can find the directions there too. So I need my 2 sticks of butter. Next, I need white sugar and brown sugar. I need 3/4 of a cup. Here's my 1/4, so I need it 3 times. Here's my white sugar. I'm going to use my 1/4 cup and scoop out 3 scoops with my 1/4 cup. There's 2. 1 more is 3. And remember to wash your hands before you start. I've already washed my hands, so they're clean. The next thing I need is brown sugar. This is my favorite. I'm going to use my 1/4 cup and I'm going to pack in the brown sugar. That means I'm going to press it down into the cup. So it's not loose, it's very tight. It's tightly packed. I'm going to do 3/4 cups of brown sugar, just like I did with the white sugar. Here's the second one. And we need one more. We're packing it down into the measuring cup. There's the third fourth. That's 3/4 of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of white sugar, and 2 sticks of butter. I think for this next part, we'll need our mixer. So I've got my attachments here. I've got my mixer. I'm going to plug it in to the wall, wherever you have an outlet. You might have a different type of mixer, and if you don't have a mixer at all, you can use a wooden spoon. Let's put the attachments in. They clicked in. Now we have the buttons right here, and I'm going to turn it on and mix it up. A little bit more. Now I'm going to turn it off and stop mixing and get ready for our next step. I like to do this a special way. I need 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I like to use another small bowl. Here's my small bowl, and I'm going to crack my eggs and put them in the bowl. I cracked it. I try not to get any shell, but I let the egg drop into the small bowl. I get it all out, and I can throw my eggshells away in a little bit. I'm going to crack a second egg and let it drop into the bowl, and I'll throw that away. I think I need to rinse my fingers. Okay, next I'm going to get my 1 teaspoon again and my vanilla. I'm pouring it into the teaspoon, trying to be careful not to spill. And then that will go in with my eggs. All done with vanilla. I will use my mixer again and mix the eggs and the vanilla together. Just a little bit. All done. I like to do that to make sure that it gets nice and mixed before I put it in with my sugar and butter. So I have my large bowl and my small bowl. Now I will use my spatula. Remember, we had that handy to put the eggs and vanilla into the large bowl with the sugar and the butter. I can put my little bowl in the sink now. I'm done with it. Now I'm going to mix the eggs, vanilla, butter, and sugar all together. I'm going to turn it all the way up so it's working fast. All mixed. Now it looks smooth and creamy. We're almost done making cookie dough. For the next step, we need to get our small bowl, or not our small bowl, our medium bowl, which has the flour mixture in it. And we need our large bowl, which has the butter and sugar. We're going to slowly pour in the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients while we mix with our mixer. Here we go. Do a little bit at a time while we mix. We turn our mixer up because the dough is getting thicker. It will be harder to mix. And we want to be careful not to go too fast, otherwise the flour might go everywhere. going to continue mixing until all the flour and the sugar and the butter and all the ingredients are mixed together. Sometimes I have to stop and use my spatula to scrape off the sides of the bowl to make sure everything is getting mixed evenly. I've scraped with my spatula. I'm going to mix again. Wow, that is looking really delicious. I'm scraping the sides again with my spatula, making sure all the flour and all the butter and all the ingredients are mixed together. Look how yummy our dough is looking. For our last step, we're going to need our 1 cup measuring cup and our chocolate chips. This is the best part. We're going to pour 2 cups. You can put less and you can put more, but we're going to pour about 2 cups of chocolate chips for our mix. There's about 1 cup. And here's a 2nd cup. I'm not going to use my mixer for the next part. I'm just going to use my spatula to stir the chocolate chips into the mix. You can use your wooden spoon for this, or you can use your spatula. We just want to get those chocolate chips all mixed in. Let's take a look. See all those chocolate chips in there? It looks delicious and smells good too. Okay. Before I bake my chocolate chip cookies, I like to let the dough refrigerate for a couple of hours to let it get nice and stiff. So I move my cookie dough over to my small bowl. It is very thick. Not my small bowl, my medium bowl. You can use any bowl you'd like. My medium bowl is clean. Remember, it only had flour in it and dry ingredients, so it's clean. I'm going to scoop out my cookie dough. It is very sticky and it looks very yummy. I'm going to take it out with my spatula. I'm going to get as much of it out as I can until my bowl is clean almost. And then it's in my medium bowl. I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap. I didn't show you that I needed that. You can use foil, plastic wrap, you can use press and seal, whatever you have. And I'm going to tear it and put it over my bowl. Then I'm going to put this in the fridge for a little while, just a couple of hours, until I'm ready to bake my cookies. Hi friends! So our cookie dough has been sitting in the fridge for a couple of hours, and I took it out and I've taken off the plastic wrap, and we've preheated the oven. We pressed bake for 350, so we're waiting for the oven to preheat. So while we're waiting for the oven to preheat, we can get our cookie sheets out and start putting our cookie dough on the cookie sheets. Make sure that you wash your hands before you touch your cookie dough. I'm going to use a spoon to get my cookie dough out of the bowl. Here it is. We're going to take some spoonfuls of cookie dough, not too much, and put them on our cookie sheet. We don't need to grease the cookie sheet. There's one. I have a smaller cookie sheet and a larger cookie sheet. I'm gonna put about 8 cookies on the small cookie sheet Maybe I'll put 10 cookies on the larger cookie sheet, maybe even 12. It's gonna look like this. I'm going to continue and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have filled my cookie sheets with little spoonfuls of cookie. And as soon as the oven is preheated, I'm going to show you how to put them into the oven. Friends, the oven is preheated at 350. So this is a part where you're definitely going to want some help from a parent because the oven is hot. So when we open it, we make sure we stand back. We can go ahead and make sure we have an oven mitt so our hands don't touch anything inside the oven because it is hot. We use our oven mitt to pull the tray out. We can put one tray of cookies, and your oven might be slightly different. There's one tray of cookies, and then another tray, and I didn't put as many on as I thought I would. I'm going to push the tray back into the oven, being very careful, using my oven mitt. Closing it, take my oven mitt off, and let's set the timer. Kitchen timer. Let's set it for 10 minutes. And press start. When the timer goes off, we can take our cookies out. Okay, our timer went off. It's at 0. So oh, there it is. We're gonna press the timer button to turn the timer off. Excuse me, we've got our oven mitt. We carefully open the oven. It's very hot, so we make sure we have our oven mitt on and have a mommy or daddy helping. Okay, you might need to put your cookies on a oven mitt. I'm gonna put them on my counter, and then we let them cool. Close the oven, and we've left the oven on because we have more cookies over here that need to go in the oven. So we'll open the oven and we'll put these in, and we'll set the timer again. So as your cookies have cooled a little bit, you can help them cool the rest of the way by putting them onto a cooling rack. You make sure you have your oven mitt on because your pan is still hot. You take your spatula, make sure your cookie sheet or cookie cooling rack is on the counter, and you can take your cookies off. Whoops! Take your cookies off that are still a little warm and put them right on the cooling rack so they can finish cooling. And when they're cooled, we can try one and see how they taste. When your last batch of cookies comes out of the oven, don't forget to turn the oven off. Now our cookies are on the cooling rack, and I think that they are cool enough to try. Let's see, I'll try this one. Let's take a bite. That's good. I hope you get a chance to make some. Bye.